Hello, everybody. So today we're going to be doing some horror trivia. So I hope you guys are ready for it. I know it's still a little early for some people. And I'm going to talk to you guys about some other horror games or activities. Some of these are actually for kids too. We're just going to wait for our Amazon Live audience real quick, and I'm going to put the banner up. All right. So we are now live on Amazon as well. You can find us down here. You can in the banner. We have many places to be. So today we're going to be doing little bits of horror trivia. We're going to be talking about, just random horror games. I know a lot of people are looking for games in general for Halloween time and etc. But first, before I begin, I wanted to tell you that the Elgato Facecam, which is actually what I'm using currently, is on sale right now. And it's a pretty decent price. It's about, let's see, it says 12% off. So, that's pretty good. I know a lot of people are looking for some Christmas items, and this one's kind of a bigger Christmas item. But I know that my niece is really getting into live streaming and video stuff, and it's kind of becoming popular. I highly recommend Elgato. It's more bang for your buck, and it's on sale today. So just keep that in mind. And I have two links here for the Blue Yeti. It is amazing. I use it all the time for podcasts, for live streaming, for really everything. And you can find all of those things down here if you're interested in any of our stuff, videos, podcasts, etc. But yeah, this is a pretty amazing mic. There are lots of people use it, and it might actually, I just put it up and it might actually be gone. I know there's plenty of other sellers that they sell Logitech Blue Yetis. But that's something I use. And another thing I use is the ring light. It's really handy. So that's something that I've been using. And I have a whole different setup, but this one is an 18-inch ring light. It's really amazing and great quality light, different warm tones. And lastly, before we begin on the horror trivia thing, I have a backdrop here, as you can see. So this is by Kate Backdrops, and I love it. It's really awesome and super handy to have when you are doing live streaming or anything like that. Or it is really fun for Halloween, or, they do have Christmas backdrops. So keep that in mind. It's really awesome to have people dress up. You can take photos and you can do videos. It could be a play even. So kids love this stuff and adults do too. So keep that in mind. There's a whole bunch of different backdrops you can find. All right, I'm going to begin now. So the first game that I want to present to you today is it's an amazing game. It has an expansion as well. I'm just going to show you guys the first one. So that is Betrayal on the House of the Hill. So this is a fantastic game. It has, I don't want to say settings. I know that sounds very video game-esque, but we have different kinds of gameplay. So about, I think, 100 different games you can find at least in just this box. So here's just kind of I can't open the whole thing. It's huge. So here's basically what you can find in the back. So, and I'm sorry about the glare. So what you do is you basically build a mansion together. So you unlock different areas of the house, and that changes every single game. And then on the inside, let me just show you guys the booklets. They have different games that you can be playing. So here we have a survival guide. So like I said, we have different kinds of game plays. So we have Pay the Piper. This is one game. Amok Flesh is a totally different game. So it's really, really fun. It's a it's about 50 games that you can play. Here we go. 50 different games, depending on what you roll. So this has a lot of options. And like I said, there is an expansion. It is a very, very popular game. And it's perfect for Halloween because not only are you exploring a creepy haunted house, because that's what I want to be doing on Halloween, but we have different kinds of games that I guess appeal to really any kind of creepy lover. So if you like aliens, they have aliens. We have zombies. We have witches. We have weird krakens. I mean, this house has every creepy creature in it you can possibly imagine. This plays up to 6 players. We like to double up sometimes because the game can be a little hard, especially when you have different traders and they might need some help. So I think it's really fun. You can play it however you want, and it's a highly rated game. It almost has 13,000 reviews on Amazon, and it's 5-star. So this is definitely an amazing game. I mean, guaranteed this is worth the money. It's awesome. And it's actually 25% off today. It's a very great price. So check this one out. This is Betrayal in the House of the Hill. The next game I want to talk about is another really great game, party game, if you're looking for games for Halloween and whatnot. It is Trial by Trolley. I got to dig it out real quick. So you can play with as many players as you want in this game. It's by Cyanide and Happiness, so it's a little vulgar. It's perfect. I mean, if this is up your alley, I would imagine so. If you're here in the dark side of the library, we go a little dark here. So this is a game of ethics, I guess. It's weighing your options. Who would you rather run over? A very nice old lady from the neighborhood or a class of kindergartners? Those are the options you get. So here's the inside of the game. So like I said, this is a little morbid, but here we are, Dark Side of the Library. It's a great game. Like I said, you can play with as many people as you want, which makes it even more chaotic and crazy. So here's your map. You honestly don't need this. You split the team into 2 teams, so 2 different tracks. You're supposed to convince the conductor to run over one or the other track. You don't want it to be yours, obviously. So you need to get really, really evil sometimes. So we have 3 different kinds of cards, and I'll share them with you. So we have our good cards. So the reasons why the conductor wouldn't want to run anybody over. So here I'll just share these with you. A busy street on Halloween. So this is perfect. Sorry about the glare. Here we have In the Garden of Eden, or the Garden of Eden. Why would you want to destroy such a beautiful place? The trolley will disturb an ancient Native American burial ground. And then one more other card, reasons why you wouldn't want to run or go on that track. A voodoo doll that looks just like you. Okay, so the other card that you want, that your team will decide on, are the bad cards. These are cards that you put on the other person's team to draw the conductor in. So for instance, an angry mob about to burn an innocent woman as a witch. I'm getting very Halloween-esque cards. That was not planned. All those awful kids from Lord of the Flies. And then I'll share one more. We have the New England Patriots starting lineup. Here we go. So that's reasons why you'd want to run over the other party's team or track. So anyway, this is a really fun game. It can probably cause some strife in your friendships if you're not careful, because you're supposed to debate a little bit. You're trying to convince the conductor, hey, you want to run over the other person's their track because ours has all of these things and you don't really want to do that. So it's a really fun game, and it can include everybody. It's really hard to find games if you've got a party of like 20 people. It's hard to find games that might appeal to everybody and also working together. This is a great option. So check out Trial by Trolley. It's really fun. It's great for any kind of party, a birthday party, Halloween party, 4th of July. I mean, just whenever. So check this one out. Cyanide and Happiness is always a go-to for me. It's hilarious. So check it out. All right. So let's actually play some trivia games. If you are interested or know the answers, make sure to comment down below. I'd love to hear from you guys. So let's play. I'm going to play some horror trivia, like I said. So it's by Trivial Pursuit. I've totally forgot to put the thing in the in my carousel. So Trial by Trolley is in the carousel down below. But I'm going to do Trivial Pursuit, the horror Trivial Pursuit. So let's do that. Okay, so Trivial Pursuit. This one isn't the big Trivial Pursuit, but here is the mini Trivial Pursuit game. So this is all the horror movie edition. let us play a few. So like I said, if you do know the answers, feel free to answer. I'd love to hear from you guys in the audience. Let me know where you guys are watching from. So here's something about this Trivial Pursuit game. Obviously, we have the die. So you would, if we were all together here, we would roll the die and then you'd get the question that is on the die. But I'm going to ask you random questions. Here's an example of what the questions kind of look like. So, oh no, it's so hard to see. This glare is terrible. It's divided into obviously 6 sections. So we have paranormal, serial killer, international, all kinds of interesting categories here. So let me ask you guys a question. I'll try to type it on my keyboard so that you guys actually can see the question too, so that I make sense. So here is our first question. What is the name of the princess whom Helen is the reincarnation in The Mummy from 1932? So this spans like a very long time. So movies from way back in the 1930s all the way to present day. So I'll type that out for you guys. I'll let you think about it. Hopefully we have some horror trivia people here today. So let me type this out. I need my glasses. I was trying to avoid that. All right, here we go. So here's the question. What is the name of the princess of whom Helen is the reincarnation in The Mummy? This is kind of a tough question. I'll give you guys a few more seconds, but I'm going to try to find another card for you guys to check out. I'll try to find something a little more modern. What is the name of the princess of whom Helen is the reincarnation in The Mummy 1932? See, I would not have gotten this one for sure. But you guys always surprise me. There's always somebody in here who's like really on top of it. So I'm excited to see. Okay, so the answer is Princess Ankh Esen Aman. Interesting. Okay. All right. So this next one, I'm pretty sure some people or most people would get this. What or who directed The Grindhouse in 2007 fake trailer for Thanksgiving? So I'll write that out for you. Hopefully somebody can get this one. So who directed The Grindhouse from 2007 fake trailer for Thanksgiving? I'm going to wait for you guys to catch up. There's a little bit of a delay on Amazon Live, so hopefully it'll catch up and you'll be able to see the question down below. Who directed The Grindhouse fake trailer for Thanksgiving? I have another one. Hopefully you guys will be able to get this next one. Feel free to comment in the comments below if you guys do know who this is. So one last time, and I'll wait a few more seconds. Who directed The Grindhouse 2007 fake trailer for Thanksgiving? Thanksgiving is in italics, so that's going to be a film. It is Eli Roth. So that one we will put away. So the next question, I'm hoping you guys can get this one. I'm going to try it. This one should be a little easier. So what was the name of the Swiss surrealist painter who designed the creature in Alien? All right. Hopefully somebody will get this one at least. What was the name of the Swiss surrealist painter who designed the creature in Alien? You guys can't cheat. Hopefully this one's a little easier, and that I know Trivial Pursuit tends to have some questions sometimes. I mean, it's spanning all of horror films from the 1930s all the way up to now. There's just a lot of questions. So make sure to answer down below. Let me know what you guys think, who it is, and then we'll move on to another Trivial Pursuit question. These are only horror movies, by the way. It's a very, very fun game if you are a horror movie junkie, or you know somebody who is, or even a group of people. This would be a really fun game to play all together. All right, so I haven't seen any answers yet. I'll wait a few more seconds. So what was the name of the surrealist painter who designed the creature in Alien? I'm curious if anybody can answer this correctly. Let's see if I can find something just a little more modern. Hopefully it'll be easier if it's a more modern question. Let me find something. Okay, this next one should be easier. Okay, so the Swiss surrealist painter is H.R. Giger. H.R. Giger was the guy. All right, so here's my next question. Hopefully this one's a little easier. Oh no, did I just lose it? I hope not. Okay, what actor played Patrick Bateman in American Psycho from 2000? So I think this one will be, I'm hoping some of you guys will be able to answer that one. I just recently watched this movie again, and it's perfect. The actor who plays Patrick Bateman is just excellent. So good. All right, so here's the question down below. What actor played Patrick Bateman in American Psycho from 2000? I'm hoping some of you guys will be able to get this one. Just type the answer that you think down below. It doesn't matter if you're wrong or if you're just a shot in the dark. That's what games are for. It's just to have fun. And it's, obviously me by myself here. It's no fun. So go ahead and contribute. I'd love to hear from you. And make sure to let me know where you guys are watching from. What other Trivial Pursuit games that you guys like to play as well, or other Halloween games. All right, I'm going to give it a few more seconds. So the question is down here. It's next to my carousel. What actor played Patrick Bateman in American Psycho? Oh, I really hope somebody can actually answer this question. Okay, so it's been a couple seconds. It's Christian Bale played Patrick Bateman in American Psycho. All right, so we're going to move on to a few. I'll probably come back to this, but I'm just going to share with you just a few more games or, things that you can do for Halloween while we wait for people to, I understand it's the morning. It's time to wake up a little bit. It's Tuesday, so if I were playing, I'd be like, oh God, I don't know who anybody is right now. Okay, so I have some playing cards I want to share with you. So these guys are super fun. There are 2 different sets and you can still find them. This is the Disney theme park. This one's the Haunted Mansion. I also have the Nightmare Before Christmas. Here, let me put this question down. So I have 2 of these different playing cards here. So right now, I think I'm sharing the Haunted Mansion cards. So these ones are super fun. These ones actually glow in the dark. I like the idea of taking these with me while I'm camping, or honestly, if we are doing a Halloween party and we are using just cards playing, I don't know, poker or something like that on Halloween, you can have dimly lit lights and then you guys can actually play everything and be able to see a lot of stuff. So here is what the card actually looks like. If I turned my light off, you might actually be able to see some of that glow. So the orb glows, the light or the eyeball glows, all of the different illustrations on the side, they all glow in the dark. It's really, really cool. These are really beautifully designed. Let me share with you guys what the cards actually look like. So here we have the 3 of diamonds here. My light is a little crazy bright, so I'm trying to make it easier for you to see. Here we have the 9 of clubs. These are little tiny eyeballs. I know it's hard to see, but these actually are little eyeballs. Here we have the 2 of hearts. So nothing too crazy. It's hard. This one's also really hard to see, but inside the heart is actually a bat, which is very cool. And then let's see, we have I'm trying to find spades. Spades, we have, this is, it says rest in peace for spades. So that's what the generic cards look like, but let's look at the actual, the royal suit. So here we have the king. Oh no, this glare. Here's the king. And this again is the Haunted Mansion deck. I also have the Nightmare Before Christmas playing card deck. Here we have the Ace card. Oh my gosh, this is so cute. We also have the Jack card. This one's a little, it's harder to see the red ones, that's for sure. Thank you, Darren, for the follow. I really appreciate it. If you guys do enjoy any Halloween anything, so witchy essentials, Halloween baking utensils, decorations, children's books, children's toys, adult literature, make sure to give me a follow. We do live stream quite often. So if you're interested in any of the Halloween aesthetic, we do this all year round because it is the dark side of the library. And then you'll be notified every time we end up going live. Halloween is my Christmas, says Darren. I agree. It is my Christmas too. That's why I talk about Christmas on the show a lot, because I kind of am always shopping for other people and myself for Halloween and Christmas, but they're usually Halloween looking things. All right, here's the Jack for our Haunted Mansion playing cards. Darren, are you a horror trivia person? Are you going to actually play with me today? I am hoping so. So here, those are the Haunted Mansion cards. Again, they glow in the dark. They're really beautiful. I love the packaging it comes in too. So let me put it back and I'll share it with you again. It comes in a coffin-shaped little box here, and it's actually lined with silk. It's adorable. Oh, fun. Okay, Darren. Yeah, I'll make sure to go back and do some horror trivia. Hopefully some more people join us for horror trivia. I understand it's kind of early. My brain still hasn't woken up. I've only had 1 cup of coffee, so I'm struggling here. Anyway, so here's one of the Disney Park card game decks, and then the other one, and I cannot for the life of me find this version anymore, but we have more of a black and white version on Amazon here. These are the Nightmare Before Christmas playing cards. Again, coffin shaped. It's really cute. I love the bats and the webbing. It's adorable. Okay, so here's what this one looks like. I actually like this one a lot just because it is a lot more colorful than the other one. The other one has that gray wash, black, and I think some red in there, but this one's just really vibrant, really cute. I'll quickly go through this one. So we have the Queen, adorable little Sally, and it's a reversal. So we have more of a Christmas shape, and then we have Halloween. Here we have the Ace. This one's just universal. It's adorable though. Here we have the King of Pumpkins. Look at him. He even has a Christmas version here. Adorable. Here we go. That's a lot better with that glare. And then we have our Ace. So we have our Lock here. And I think he's the same on each side. Yeah. And then we have Beryl. He's very cute. So the aces are different. So each suit of aces is a different character from Nightmare Before Christmas. So we have Shock here. Jack. Oh, Jack, of course, is Jack. So you flip it and we've got Christmas, Halloween. I love whoever designed these was brilliant. So just basically, here is just our regular suits. Our clubs look, I mean, pretty much just clubs. There's nothing crazy spectacular about it. I love that almost every number has a little spiral at the end to indicate the spiral hill. Here we have 3 of, it's diamonds, but it also looks like coffins. So this one's a little more fitting. Here we have the Joker. So Dr. Finkelstein. Next we have, let's see if I can find hearts. Oh, we've got hearts here. They're little pincushion hearts. And then the next one here, I haven't done spades yet. Spades isn't crazy. We just have a little lightning bolt through the spade. It's kind of cute because to me, it reminds me of the scene where I think Jack gets thrown out, or he goes down after trying to deliver his Halloween Christmas presents into the graveyard, and you've got all the posts, the fence posts up. I think that's kind of what they're indicating. But it's a really cute deck with lots of cool stuff. If you like Nightmare Before Christmas, this is a really cool ordinary playing card deck, and it comes in this really cool box. Here it's lined with actual black silk. It's kind of, I mean, it's kind of ridiculous, but it's adorable. This makes a great gift option if you do know somebody who loves Nightmare Before Christmas. All right, so I'm going to go back and start asking some more horror trivia real quick, because that's why some of you are here. So if you feel free to answer if you do know what the answer actually is or not. It's always good to guess too. No shame in that. No judgment here. It's kind of early, so you know. All right, so let me ask some more horror trivia here. I'm going to bring it back up on the carousel. I'll probably ask like 2 more questions, and then we'll move on to some other games here. So here's some more horror trivia from Trivial Pursuit. So Trivial Pursuit is notorious for having really difficult questions. So understandable if it's like, nope, I don't know any of this. So here's I'll try to find a good question. Okay, hopefully somebody knows this one. In Insidious from 2010, Dalton is one of how many Lambert children? And I'll make sure to write this down so that you guys can actually see it, because sometimes I pronounce things wrong. All right. In Insidious from 2010, Dalton is one of how many Lambert children? I wish they would give you multiple choice sometimes. Ooh, okay. So Darren says Dalton. Darren says 3. Let's wait a few more seconds to see if anybody else has any other answers. So Darren says 3. Hopefully some other people may have some answers, or you might agree with Darren. That was really quick. Have you watched Insidious lately? Oh my goodness. I'm impressed. That was so fast. Okay, so that was a few seconds. So Darren is correct. So in Insidious, Dalton is one of 3 of the Lambert children. I'm impressed, Darren. Good job. That was so fast. Watched it Saturday. That's funny. Okay. All right. Let's see if I can find another question that's not so difficult. Okay. Maybe not quite this one. Let's see if I can find. Okay. Who directed Let the Right One In from 2008? Let me put this up here. I was just talking to somebody about this because I believe this one is actually a book first, and then it became a movie. So I was actually just talking to somebody about this, and I couldn't remember what the title was. So here's the question: who directed Let the Right One In? And I actually do not know, and I haven't seen it before, but I do know it's it was a very, very popular book. I could totally be wrong and saying incorrect things. All right, make sure to comment down below if you may or may not know the answer, or if you just want to guess, that's totally fine. This one's from the international section. So here on the Trivial Pursuit cards, we have 6 different categories here, and this is actually different slightly than the big Trivial Pursuit box, which I'll share with you guys in a second. If you are a huge horror movie fan, you might want to check out the small Trivia Pursuit game or the giant ultimate box. So the person who directed Let the Right One In is Thomas Alfredson. I believe it's based on a book from Sweden, I believe. Okay, so let me actually share with you guys that Trivial Pursuit box. It's huge, it's awesome, and it'll be great it's a great gift option. So it's actually, I think, 10% off right now. So keep that in mind. Here it is. Okay, so this is for giant Trivial Pursuit lovers. Here is what the actual game board looks like. It's like every other Trivial Pursuit game, but all of the questions are horror oriented, which is really, really fun. So I'll share with you guys what the differences are in this box. So you can have as many players as you really want for Trivial Pursuit, which is kind of nice. So Trivial Pursuit is another one of those party games where it's like everybody can join. It's awesome. So here is the board, like I said. Massive board. Here are the questions. I'm so glad this one has a giant list here. So here we go. Psychological comedy, slasher, monster, gore, disturbing, and paranormal. So the other one that I was showing you guys had different ones like serial killer, international, paranormal. I think it might have had psychological. It didn't have comedy, though, which I appreciate. I love horror comedy. I think the two go perfectly together. I have not actually opened this one yet. I thought I did. Okay, so let me open it, and then I'll share with you guys some questions from there. Hopefully, they're a little easier than the last one because I know they're crazy hard. Okay, I got to open this faster than I am. Okay, here we go. So, ooh, I like the design of these cards a lot better than the other ones, too. These ones clearly have like this blood splatter on here. It's awesome. Okay. So, okay. So here's a question. What is the name of the goat Thomason hears speak in The Witch from 2015? I just have something personal to tell you. That goat is one of my favorite characters of all time, just because that goat is the most elegant thing I've ever seen ever. So here is the question. Here it is. Sorry, I've got everything in front of me. What is the name of the goat Thomason? Oh my goodness. Okay, Thomason hears speak in I have to do this right. The Beach from 2015. I actually kind of need to watch that one again because I have not seen it in a while. What is the name of the goat? He is elegant. I don't know if you guys have seen the movie. It's on Netflix. It was on Netflix. It's a great horror movie. Honestly, it did freak me out a little bit. He's the goat with those massive horns. I mean, just black and elegant and creepy and awesome. I loved him. So I'll give you guys like a few seconds. There is a little bit of a delay on Amazon, but check this game out. It has a lot of little pieces here. Maybe it isn't. Maybe this game actually isn't for as many players as they thought. I mean, you could probably divvy it up however you really want to. But it's got some really cool game pieces in here. While you guys are thinking about my question, Darren, I'm impressed. Darren got it right. So the name of the goat that Thomason hears is Black Phillip. I love that goat so much. Okay, so here is the different pieces. What is this? I don't know. It's got some creepy feet on the top. Is this a torture device? Here we have a creepy hand piece here. I love that. Let's go and look at some more of these guys. Maybe the max amount of players or maybe even teams, if you wanted to do teams, is 6. Here is, this one's a little gory, but that's fine. Here's a axe through a brain. We have, Speaking of creepy goats, we have a goat skeleton, which is my favorite. Creepy baby, not my favorite. And then here we have a straight jacket. So it actually is basically like each one of these is kind of a category from Trivial Pursuit, which is actually very cool. So let me ask you guys one more or another question from this, because I have a lot more games, but I'm pushing it. So we've already gone through 30 minutes of this. So Darren says that's an A24 film. I own almost all. Oh, that's awesome. I actually didn't know it was an A24 film. That makes sense. Even the feel is very A24. That's awesome. Love that movie. I kind of want to watch it again. I love horror movies so much. Okay, so let me find a good. Oh, here we go. This one's Buffy the Vampire Slayer. So get that. Start imagining yourself with Willow and all of your favorite people, Giles. Okay. Before Sunnydale High was destroyed and rebuilt in the Buffy the Vampire TV series, where was the entrance to the Hellmouth located? Oh my God. That's right. Okay. So hopefully there's some Buffy fans here. So clearly this is more than movies, which is awesome. So it actually does TV shows. So let me actually go through that while you guys are hopefully getting the questions. So I'll repeat myself. This is a long one. I'm not going to type this one out. It's too long. Before Sunnydale High was destroyed and rebuilt in the Buffy the Vampire Slayer TV show, where was the entrance to the Hellmouth located? If you're a Buffy fan, you probably will know this. Okay, so here we have, it says Ultimate Horror Edition. I'm wondering if this does go into more than just movies. Clearly it goes into TV shows. I'm wondering if it does books too, that would be really difficult. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, maybe. I think this is mostly movies and TV shows. The wife says Easter Island. Oh, okay. So the entrance to the Hellmouth before the school was destroyed is actually the school's library. So Darren's wife said Easter Island. That was a good, that was a good shot for sure. Okay, so this is the ultimate compendium of Trivial Pursuit Horror Ultimate Edition. There are 1,800 questions. Isn't that crazy? Okay, so that was my answer. So it does go into TVs, books, movies, and more, which is crazy. So if you're somebody that loves all things horror oriented, this is definitely the Trivial Pursuit to check out and play with all of your creepy friends. I'm going to have to try to play this with some people. It's weird. I love horror, but I don't have a lot of, I'm like the weird one. I'm the weird, creepy Katie lady who likes to, I'm the one who likes all the murder and all that stuff. And they're like, Katie, you're weird. So I don't have a lot of friends who would actually play this with me. So I like to play with you guys instead because, I don't have any horror friends. Okay. So we're going to move on to some other games that you guys can play that aren't necessarily Trivial Pursuit or knowledge games, but I do have one more that's actually really interesting, and it doesn't require a lot of horror movie knowledge. It just has a lot of generic knowledge. So let me share with you guys what that game is real quick. I need to make sure to put some of this stuff away so I don't mix it all up, and it's taking up so much space. Okay. Also, for those of you that just joined me today on Amazon Live or other places, which is down in my carousel below, make sure to comment down below. Let me know where you guys are watching from. I'd love to hear from you. And if you do like the Halloween aesthetic or any dark, creepy things, we do this all year round, but Halloween is coming up. Make sure to give us a follow so you're notified of all of our live streams that do happen throughout the year. Okay, so here's this next one. This one's really interesting, and I actually can't wait to play this one because this one probably is great for everybody, not just your horror friends. Oh, Darren says, I'll come on and play. Thank you. I appreciate it. I need a lot more people who are going to come and play trivia, horror games, or any of that stuff. So this one is called Death by Trivia. So this is definitely a more morbid trivia game, but it has some really unique questions in here. So we have, first of all, the way to play. I still haven't played this yet, so I have yet to actually kind of dissect this, but you can actually die in this game. So the living and the dead get two different kinds of questions. So the living have questions, and we have just kind of a generic topic. So for instance, this one says tree. So here, I'll ask you guys a question, and if you do know the answer, let me know. But a lot of these are a little obscure. So for instance, here's a question they ask. In forestry, what is the term used by loggers to describe tree limbs responsible for causing fatalities? That's cool. I would not be able to guess this, but I love these kinds of questions because they're still morbid, but they're also not like totally horror trivia. So again, I'll try to write this one down. So this one says, in forestry, so just the job of forestry, what is the term used by loggers to describe tree limbs responsible for causing fatalities? So I'll edit this, and hopefully some of you guys will know. So Darren says spears. I'm going to give you guys a couple more seconds. I'll try to type this out. Hopefully somebody will know what it is, but this is a cool trivia game party, or trivia party game. Sorry, it's hard to type and talk at the same time. Describe tree limbs responsible for causing fatalities. Okay, so this is the question I asked from this Death by Trivia party game. This one's really interesting. So like I was saying, it has a generic, I'm not going to share the answer. Okay, not like you can see it. So at the very top here, you see that it says tree. Every card game, or every card has a different, like this one has Nazi. We're not going to do any of those. Cannibal. We have marijuana. Sorry, that might not be. Chuck Norris is even in here. So just generic questions. Very, very trivia. I mean, like very random, but also slightly morbid. So since we've waited a couple seconds and Darren said spears, the actual term in forestry that is used by loggers to describe tree limbs responsible for causing fatalities is actually called a widowmaker or a fool killer. So that is, oh no, can we get this? Crap, we can't. So it's widowmaker or fool killer. Okay. So let me ask another one of these questions. These are interesting. I'll try not to make it too morbid. So booby trap. So here I'm gonna ask a question from the booby trap question. Okay, let me see if I can. Okay, what quote funny fiber would U.S. soldiers often spray to detect tripwires? This one, see, these are just really, really interesting, and maybe some shot in the dark answers are not that bad. My co-host Carrie ended up doing that one time. She just was like, "Hey, is it Elon Musk?" And it ended up being right, and it was totally random. So let me type this one out. So, what funny fiber would U.S. soldiers often spray to detect tripwires? So I'll write that one down. Hopefully somebody will join Darren in answering some of these questions. Thank you so much for doing that, Darren. That's like super awesome of you. Okay, what funny fiber would U.S. soldiers often spray to detect tripwires? I just think it's so, this particular deck is so interesting, and it has so many cool things. It's a great game to learn more stuff, like about random things in history and around the world. I just really enjoy this one. This one's really fun, and it's morbid too, so that's fun. This is brilliant. The answer to this is really fun. The answer is really silly. What's the answer, Darren? I'm really curious. Oh, he's kind of actually, that's a big hint, you guys. All right, so few more seconds and then we will move on to the next question. And I'll make sure to share with you guys some other games for you too. But this one I particularly like, and I'm really glad I got this one. I've been waiting for Halloween to actually play this. If you guys actually know what Jackbox games are, usually a lot of people play it on the phone all together. There's a game on there that is, it's called Murder Trivia Party. And this is actually kind of, to me, it's similar to that game. And I like that you can basically play with, as it seems like, as many people as you really want to. So that's always really fun. Okay, so the answer to this question is silly string. So Darren is totally right. It is a silly answer. So the funny fiber that the U.S. soldiers would often spray to detect tripwires is silly string. That's brilliant. That's amazing. I love that. Okay. So one more question from this really awesome deck. We're going to go with Viking. I just saw it. And I was like, sure, let's do it. Okay. So we'll do something really easy. Everybody could guess. You could just throw an answer out there. True or false? Vikings would abandon their weak children in the wilderness. Talk about, it's not quite infanticide. It's even worse than that. Okay. So true or false? Vikings would abandon their weak children in the wilderness. Oh, that's just so sad if they did that. So make sure to comment down below, or down below, wherever you comment. Maybe it's on the side. Oh, it's this side. It's opposite. Oh, anyway. Make sure to comment. This is easy. You can just type in true or false. You don't even have to be right. But I'd love to hear from all of you. But thank you so much, Darren, for being my participant here. And again, for those of you that just joined today, we were talking about Death by Trivia. This game is really, really fun for a lot of people. It has cool questions that you don't need to be a horror trivia connoisseur. You know, you don't need to be like really into it. It's just really fun. It's interesting. Okay, so Darren says true. You think that they abandoned their weak children? No, I hope they don't. So I'm going to wait a couple more seconds. The question is right here. True or false? Vikings would abandon their weak children in the wilderness. Oh my goodness. Oh, there's so many terrible, terrible things. It's funny how we idolize the Vikings, but they were also incredibly terrible people. Some terrible things. Okay, thank you, Darren, for answering. We've waited a couple seconds, but we got to move on. So Darren is right. They did abandon their children in the wilderness if they thought that their kids were weak. How insane. So that is the Death by Trivia game party. There's, like you saw, there was, we had a Viking question. We had a question about booby traps. We had a question about trees. Trees was a topic. There's vampires. We even have like vitamins. So there's different topics that span, all over the world, and different topics. And they're different. It's a literal trivia game, but it's a little morbid at the same time because we touch on things like cannibalism and bloodletting and weird stuff. So if that's your thing, check this one out. And each you can die in this game. So the death questions are different than the living questions. So I'll just go through this again real quick. So we have living questions, the dead questions. So we have, like, for instance, one of these the death questions, we have a thing called wicked words. Define the verb. So like number 1 is or 2 is disembowel. So you have to like actually find the definition for that. We have flagellate, disgorge. Like, it's pretty morbid, but that's why you're here, I would imagine. So here we have the 2 sets of questions, different things, different topics, really interesting stuff. So if you're into trivia games, I highly recommend Death by Trivia. It's really, really fun. And it has a pretty good rating on Amazon Live. It's not that, or Amazon, and it doesn't have, and it's only $25 for, so many questions, like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of questions. So let me put this away real fast, and then I will share with you some other games that you can use for Halloween or other parties as well. It doesn't have to just be Halloween, but just the darker games out there. So let me pull one out. This one is really fun. So this one is a cannibalism game. Hooray, cannibalism. This is a Donner Dinner Party. Let me find this in my carousel. Okay, so I've been waiting to play this game, and I'm hoping I put it in my carousel. It's not looking. Oh, I didn't get there. Weird. Okay, so this one's fun. I didn't get in my carousel, but you can find this. This is really easy. If you've played it's called the werewolf game. So basically it's a game where you all have different roles and you're assigned them. You get a specific card that says you're a cannibal or you're not a cannibal. You all have sometimes different roles, like a mayor or a fortune teller, stuff like that. You have to, the point is you have to all agree that so-and-so is a cannibal, and you have to, as the cannibal, be able to convince people, no, I'm not the cannibal, or at least get one person to agree that they're not the cannibal. So it's a fun game, and you can play with, let's see if we have a limit here, 4 to 10 players. This is pretty fast as far as games go, but it has a lot of cool stuff, and I don't have it in my carousel right now, but just look this one up on Amazon. It's really, really cool. So this is Donner Dinner Party. It's about cannibalism and the frontier, so hooray. Let me find something that's actually in the carousel, and I'll take this question off. So here we have, so I have to actually sift through these questions because they are inappropriate. Oh no. So this one here, I just exited out of my carousel because Amazon is awful with their UX and UI design. Okay, so this one's fun. If you have people, this is more of if people that you know have their heads stuck in a gutter. It's kind of a what would you rather do game, but it's also really sinister. Hooray. It's like taking Cards of Against Humanity to an even higher level, but it's would you rather do X or Y, that kind of thing. So here we have an actual board, which is interesting. It's not necessary, I would say, but hey, it is what it is. So we have pick or poison, A or B. So somebody places a card on A or B. So each card has a thing. Would you rather do this or that? So I'll give you some examples, but I have to filter them out because they are really, really vulgar. Okay, so here's one. Only be able to eat things you find in the public trash can. So it would be that one, or have everyone in the room discover your darkest secrets. So everybody who is playing basically votes. So you vote A or B. Would you rather eat things in a public trash can or have people discover your very darkest, deepest secret? So that's actually very mild. I was surprised I found that so fast. A lot of these cards can be very, very, like, a lot. They can be a lot for some people, but not for me necessarily. So here, let me see if I can find some more. Like, develop a massive cold sore in your mouth every Monday. That's one. Here, I'll give you some more. Oh, see, I can't say that one because that one makes me sad. Here's one. Get a tattoo of your most recent ex's face and initials. Having a naked picture of you published on the front of the New York Times. So this is a game you want to play with some of your closest friends, by the way. This is not a game you'd pull out when you just, meet some, or just people that maybe you met for the first time and it's your first dinner party you're doing together. You don't pull this game out unless you really want to take a big risk. So let's see what else. We have some really bad ones like kill 10 people and get away with it. We have pull all your fingernails out one by one. I mean, these can be pretty grotesque. They can also be very perverse. So if this is a game that you might enjoy with some of your closest friends, people that also have their minds deep down in a gutter, this is actually kind of a fun game. I have to be honest. But they do have other games here on the Pick Your Poison game. You can find that down in the carousel below. They have, I think, expansions even. This is a game that's on sale. It's 17% off right now. And if you are doing a Halloween party and you're with a bunch of your really great friends and they're also just as morbid and weird as you are, this would be a great game to have on hand in general. So it's a what would you rather do game. You all basically like decide what you vote, kind of the same. Not, I guess it's not the same as Cards Against Humanity, but it's the same mindset of as Cards Against Humanity. Same vulgarity for sure. Darren says Darkest Secret. I'm an open book. I could do either of those. I could do the X tattoo, but make it really interesting because nobody said what condition they would be in. So Darren, you make a really good point. So basically you have your would you rather do A or B, but then you ask additional questions like, well, maybe this one wouldn't be so bad because, you know, you could do all kinds of cool stuff with that tattoo of your ex or whatever. Maybe not even make it look like your ex, or maybe your ex was a beautiful person. And it's like, whatever, I don't care. So, yeah, check this game out. This can be really fun. It's vulgar. It's a great party game for your closest friends. Now, let me share with you guys another game. I got to pull one out. Okay, so we do have another horror trivia game. We have two. This is the same horror trivia. Oh, here's the. Okay, so the Donner Dinner Party, it is in my carousel. So it's down there. If that was a game that was interested, that you were interested in, it's kind of like the werewolf game. That's kind of the popular version of it. Okay, so this next one is horror trivia. This is mostly movies. This one's a lot easier than Trivial Pursuit. I mean, just by a long shot. So we have two different sets. I'm sharing with you guys the little box set here. We have a bigger box set as well, and you can find that down in the carousel. So this is also, again, more trivia, but this one's a little interesting. So you actually have to answer both questions on the card correctly in order to essentially get the weapon. So on the top of each card, we have different kinds of weapons, and I'll share it with you. So we have here a crossbow. There's a chainsaw. We have an axe, etc. I think we have 5 or 6 different weapons on the top corner of each of these cards for each question. So the goal of the game is to either get 3 of the same weapon or you get 1 of each of the weapons. So this game could last a pretty long time. And again, you have to answer both of the questions correctly. So, but they're not as difficult as Trivial Pursuit. Let me share with you guys one of the questions. See, some of these I actually wouldn't know. I've never heard of the movie Attack of the Killer Tomatoes. I don't know why. I used to hate tomatoes. Okay, so here, let's find one that might be easy for you guys. Okay, so first question that I will ask you guys. Who wrote the novella, The Hellbound Heart, which inspired the movie Hellraiser? So we have more than just movie questions, but it's kind of a combination of a lot of pretty much pop horror. Very, very popular horror. So that's your first question. Who wrote the novella, The Hellbound Heart, which inspired the movie Hellraiser? Why is this blurry? No. So you'd answer one question, and then the second question you would have to answer in order to obtain the card is what Stephen King movie stars a teenager with a possessed 1958 Plymouth Fury? Yes. So these ones are a lot easier than the Trivial Pursuit ones. The Trivial Pursuit is for super horror fans for sure. Jesus, Darren, you're really good. So Darren, you would have gotten this card. So Clive Barker was the answer and Christine for the question on this card. Good job. I'm really impressed. Here's another one. Let's see if you can. I want to see if you'll get. Okay, here, fine. Christian Bale played Patrick Bateman, the homicidal main character in the 2000 film American Psycho, based on the book by which American author? And then the next question I will ask you once you get this other one. So Christian Bale played Patrick Bateman, the homicidal main character in the 2000 film American Psycho, based on the book by which American author? And then the next one, oh my God, I am impressed. Darren got that one so fast. You are a horror junkie. I can tell. That's awesome. And then the next question is, what state does the film and comic book series 30 Days of Night take place? And that one's very easy. I would say most people would probably get that one right if you are a horror junkie. Here, let's see if that's a little better. I wish this wasn't so blurry. What state does the film and comic book miniseries 30 Days of Night take place? Brett's going to get, there we go. I said Brett because I saw Brett Ellis. Darren's going to get that, and he did. It is Alaska. So this is a really fun trivia horror card game especially if you have people that might be a little new to the horror scene, I guess, like they just saw a few horror movies and they want to get to know a little more, like, oh, I know Scream, and, why can't I think of anything anymore? Anyway, this is a really fun game. It has a lot of it's a lot of popular Halloween horror movie trivia questions. And one thing I do like about this particular deck is not only is it a great price, but I like that it's portable. So you can take this with you camping. You can take this with you on a car ride. Like if you're just trying to pass a road trip, the time, and you're just, sitting there, play all the planes, and you're just driving through flatlands, like this would be really nice to pull out and just ask each other questions, and then time will fly by because you're like thinking about all these horror movies. So there's a lot of reasons why I would love to own this, and I do. So check this one out. This is really fun for any horror lover out there. Now, I did have some other games as well, but we are running out of time today. So just real quick, I'll kind of break some of these down for you. We have a Nightmare Before Christmas Trivial Pursuit game, which it might have not made it onto the list. So we also have, and this one is really, for some reason, super hard to find on Amazon. On the actual search, you can find it on Google, and then on Google, get to Amazon. I don't understand. So if you're an Agatha Christie fan, I know this isn't horror trivia, but it's a mystery. So if you like Agatha Christie or kind of like Clue oriented games, this one's really fun. It's Agatha Christie's Death on the Cards. And this one is really fast, really cool. This one you can have, I think it's 6 players total. Yes. So, and if you like Agatha Christie at all, this is all inspired by all of her works. It's pretty fun. So basically, there has been a murder and all the suspects are gathered around this table. So basically like Clue, using your detective skills, you must work together to unmask the murderer among you. Who can you trust? So it's a little different, but still very, very fun. And it's great for Halloween too. I love murder mysteries. This is great to have in general. And then another one here. I don't think I got this next one on here. I don't think I did. All right. So a few other things too before I leave. These aren't necessarily games, but I just wanted to share these with you. And like I said, if you do like Halloween stuff, make sure to give us a follow so you are notified of when we go live. We're going to be talking about things like this as well. So I'm going to share with you 13 Days of Fright advent calendars, 2 that I own. So this first one is the Hocus Pocus advent calendar. So Hocus Pocus 2 is coming out September 30th. Lots of people are really excited about it. Me too. It's going to be great. So if you have other people in your life that are also into Hocus Pocus, this is a really fun gift idea as we are approaching Halloween. So we have 13 frights of Halloween. So here is the inside. You can actually, you open it up and there's one open here already for me. So you can get a little surprise every single day, like little tiny games. There's little trinkets, all kinds of things that are associated with Hocus Pocus. Here we have a cute little, what would you call this? I know there's a technical term for this, but I can't remember. But basically it says shine a beam of light from the flashlight or cell phone through the window. Aim the light at a wall in a dimly lit room and scare your friends. So you can put like a creepy cat on the wall. And there's all kinds of cool stuff inside of these little sleeves. This is a great little gift for kids too. And it is 10% off currently. It's got great art. Like, I love this. This is really, really fun. The next one is the Disney villains. So I know a lot of people who love Disney villains. This one's really great. This is 13 Frights of Halloween villains. And again, it has toys, games, trinkets, all kinds of cool stuff inside. Here we go. This is what it looks like. Isn't that awesome? I love the apple in particular. That's one of my favorites. I'm going to actually open one little. Oh, no, I'm going to open one of these. They're actually quite stuck together. Okay, so this one is the same thing. So clearly, because they're both Disney, Disney published both of these books. This is clearly probably very similar gifts inside. But here we go. Ooh, The Princess and the Frog. Okay, so this is the same thing. You shine a light, and then you get to scare your friends with a Disney villain. This one's obviously creepier. You can make it all. I mean, the Voodoo King. What's not to? I mean, that's freaky. Oh, and I just noticed it's actually associated with the sleeve itself. So maybe that's how all of these are. Maybe there's something Little Mermaid-esque here, or Ursula. We might have something that's Hades over here. So keep these in mind for your kids or just your loved ones who might like Disney villains or Hocus Pocus, like I shared earlier. These are really fun advent calendars, and the Hocus Pocus one happens to be on sale right now. Probably because Hocus Pocus is going to be coming out very short, 10 days, you guys, 10 more days. All right. Again, for those of you that joined me today, thank you guys so much. If you do like witchy stuff, if you like children's toys, Halloween aesthetic, give us a follow so you're notified of when we do go live. I do appreciate Darren for joining me today. That was super awesome. I super appreciate it. And we'll do more horror trivia because I need more horror friends, people who enjoy, doing this kind of stuff. It's so much fun. So, oh, Sean, thank you so much. It's, awesome. Thank you for the follow. I really appreciate it. We will see you guys soon. And yeah, I will be doing this hopefully next time, but tomorrow I will be live streaming again, probably doing Witchy Essentials. So stay tuned for that. Thank you guys again, and I will see you later.